Coach, how we doing? Coach
What's
O'Brien.
up, baby?
Oh boy.
Okay, enough of that.
We're good to go.
Yeah, we're ready to fucking roll. I'm just gonna run down that list that I threw into the group me before, and we can kind of go off those basic topics. And then at the end, if you guys have proposals to throw in, we shall cover them. You guys ready?
Yeah.
For the COVID IR spots, we know like 60% of our rosters are just going to be infested throughout the majority of the year. So we'll have one as we normally do for regular players. Like your fucking guy breaks his foot in the first week and he might come back week 8. We'll have that still open. I'm going to open up as many as many COVID spots, IR spots as Yahoo allows. So if they let us do like 8 IR spots, I was thinking we could just have the maximum allowed for that. Is everybody cool with that?
Yes.
Yeah, that you have to.
I like the thumbs up if we're just like a yes rather than fucking yelling about it. That's beautiful.
They make a designation for if it has COVID or not, I guess.
So the other platforms like Sleeper and some of the other ones we use for like Dynasty have made the change where they have an actual IR COVID spot for it.
Sure.
So I'm assuming like Yahoo's going to follow suit with that stuff and we won't really have to worry about it. But otherwise we'll keep one IR spot open for like normal shit like that. Since the rosters are probably going to be bigger because of that, do you guys want to have a draft that's a little bit extended? Like, do you want to make the bench spots bigger and have the draft like an extra 3 to 4 rounds?
I like that just because it's going to avoid the problem of having to pick up those extra players if you lose someone to COVID, like unexpectedly, like the waiver wire situation we were talking about before.
Gain, sir. Gain. Mike.
Is this better?
Yeah. Closer to your mouth, usually louder, sir. Welcome to podcasting.
Talk into the top.
Aren't you on a podcast every week?
It's a new setup here. I'm trying to get the hang of it.
That setup is bullshit. That looks like shit.
It looks like Blue's Clues behind you.
What is happening? That's like a
they got your notebook
project.
He's just in a classroom.
What is that microphone? That cord too.
It's awesome. It's yellow.
I'm gonna propose 20.
Yeah.
So a thumbs up or thumbs down on 20.
What the fuck would there be 20 bench spots?
No. 20 rounds altogether in the draft. You cunt. All right, so
we're drafting for an hour and a half.
Where do you have to be?
The draft is the best part. So.
Yeah, everybody's fired. Everybody's got nothing to do. So here's one thing that we're gonna have to figure out. I don't know how NFL is logistically going to announce the players that are on COVID IR on a daily basis. When it comes to Sundays, it could be a shit show, and it probably won't be your fault. So I was thinking, like, each Sunday, we can open up the waiver wire. Like, I can manually open it up. I'll let you guys know, like, 11 a.m. every Sunday. I'll post in the group me or something. Like, opening up the waiver wire, 11 o'clock. You know, it's free roam until game time kicks off. But if on Sunday mornings, that's the only time that we hear about, like, the COVID IR slots or some shit like that, it'll put everybody – what the fuck you got to say down there, Steve?
I know. I mean, I just imagine someone brought that up 3 years ago and they bring it up every single year. The Sunday morning waiver pickup. Yeah. That's all thumbs up though, right?
No, denied. Now it's denied because you fucking spoke up. It's denied.
The Sunday morning pickup, every single other league in the country does it.
No, they don't know about that.
It's really not true.
As for now, we're going to put the manual 11 a.m. Sunday morning waiver opening into effect. Okay, and now the big one. Like, if we have a shortened season, here is my upfront proposal, and maybe we want to work with the money situation first. Do you guys want to lower the buy-in this year? Was it $4 or $4.50?
$4.50, right?
So what I was thinking is this: like, I don't know what you guys think, but if there's a shortened season, I don't think anybody should be winning anything. Like, I would be down to throw the normal buy-in this year. If there's a shortened season, then that buy-in just pays your next year's buy-in.
What if you're like 9-0 and they cancel the season?
Shit out of luck.
You should be handsomely rewarded. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't have another idea.
I'm just straight up like, I don't want anyone being crowned or given some shit if we didn't play a full season.
You get an asterisk.
I agree with that.
You could even do it like if it gets canceled between like week 8 and the playoffs. It could be like you win half. Like,
I don't want to be living in a world where they cancel this season halfway.
If you get to week 13 and they cancel the season and you're like 12-1 or whatever, like you should get something for that. Like, the further you make it into the season, the bigger percent of the pot you would win.
Yeah, I get it. Like, we tier.
What's the regular season payout normally? I forget.
Best points, most points, best record wasn't 150 last year, Joe.
Yeah, like whatever that is. If we get to like week 10, that should stay the same.
And who keeps the belt? The person who won the last year?
I mean, yeah, you're still defending champ.
All right, I'll vote for that. Why not?
Basically, what I'm saying is like NFL cancels week 13. Someone's sitting there at like 12-1 or some shit, or 11-1. They don't win anything.
That would suck so hard. That would be.
It would.
Give them something.
I got a
For a tiered approach.
I'm all ears right now. I'm listening.
I got a proposal. Week 8, before week 8, everyone gets their money back, roll it over. If it's between week 8 and the end of our regular season, week 14, tier it out somehow. And then if we get to the playoffs, divide it up evenly between the 4 teams left in the playoffs. And then if we play the playoffs, great, everything's normal.
Why don't we just do the regular season prize, like from week 8 to the playoffs? Like if the most points usually gets $150, then like that's the prize for the year.
I'm down. I'd rather keep it simplistic and be like, if it's canceled week 11, 150 to first place, 150 to most points, and that's it.
Really straightforward.
Yeah, I like that too.
So how would that work with next year? Does everybody revamp up another $400-something or?
Yeah, whatever's left in the pot will be transferred equally amongst all league members.
The difference is next year's buy-in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if it gets canceled before the completion of week 8 games, so weeks 1 through 8, if it gets canceled at any point,
roll it back.
It's all getting rolled over to next year. Yeah. Anything from week 9 through week 14, first place, most points. I think those are the 2 places that should get money.
Yeah.
Sure.
200?
200 apiece. Yeah.
200 apiece. All right. So if something happens in the playoffs, split the entire pot.
Split it 4 ways. I'm cool. Split it 4 ways if it's during the playoffs, or split it 4 ways if it's week. When there's 4
obviously,
teams
then
left,
2
2
ways
if
the other
there's
way.
2 teams.
But they're not
All
going to cancel week 17.
Oh, yeah, so chop the whole pot in the playoffs?
I mean, imagine that.
No, it's not happening. Like it's not
I hope
happening.
it doesn't.
They're not canceling week 17. Roger Goodell would need to die, and they'll cancel.
I hope it doesn't. I hope you're right, Steve.
Okay. Next thing up on the list, tight ends. Me and Snacks want to up the value of tight ends. Now, we've been playing in a few leagues where we make it a tight end premium league. So whatever we do for PPR, like regular players get half PPR, tight ends will get an extra half point on that. So tight ends will actually get a full PPR for their scoring formats. So I will propose keeping the normal half PPR, but tight ends score a full PPR point when they catch the ball. All right, so I'm going to go tight end premium. That's my proposal.
Dude, I couldn't even name 20 tight ends.
There we go. Majority rules, baby. Tight end premium.
That's a cool rule. Let's
talk about the buy-in price, actually, before we get off money. So last year, does anyone actually remember for a fact what it was?
I'm almost positive.
I think it was 400.
It was 450.
I want to say 450.
Okay, so literally no one knows. We're just naming random fucking numbers. It was 450. It was 450 last year. So I think we're probably all in agreement that like there's going to be a cutoff here eventually. Yeah. So we could raise it to 500 this year if everyone's cool with that, which is what we've been doing pretty much year over year, and then figure it out from there. So 500 is everyone?
I think 500 is a good spot, and then you could stay there for a little while if need be.
Yeah, for like a year, and then we'll
reevaluate maybe. Then we'll go up to 2.5K. So
love that. We get exponential.
Well, I mean, hold on. Ask the shitty players in the league. Ask Joe. Ask George. Ask that kid in the white shirt who hasn't said anything.
Don't you have a last place finish under your belt?
Yeah, because you guys gave me a shitty team. We won't talk about that. Though.
We gave you a
honestly, though, I won't touch on that.
I'm muting you.
But yeah,
Sick.
Yeah, 500 is good.
Pays to be the boss, motherfucker. All right, so 500 is the buy-in this year. Next thing up was new league member. So we do have one candidate that we think would fit the league perfectly. He has already said he's in for it, and he will accept the position if offered. But I wanted to run it by you guys to make sure you're cool with it. It's Larry, Mr. Larry Styler.
Yeah, put that. He's cool.
I don't think we could have had like a more perfect person to come into the league. Are there any oppositions to Larry entering the league?
No.
No, not at all.
Steve, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Larry will be good.
Yeah, Larry's good for content. He's good for business. All right, so Mr. Larry Styler is the newest league member of the E-Town Get Down. Punishment.
I want to talk to Larry Sr.
Punishment.
What a board.
George will be doing his punishment this weekend. Midnight we kick off.
I don't know if you want to come here for the morning session. Or
I'll let you know. Punishment for this year. Here's how we'll do the punishments this year. We'll do like a normal conversation as we typically would. I'll write down like the top 7 or 8, and then I'll text all you guys individually if you want to add anything else to the list at some point either tonight or tomorrow morning, And then once I finalize the list, I'll send it back out to you guys, and you'll be able to give me your 1, 2, 3, and then we'll rally up the points like we usually do from that. All right?
Yeah, it's a cool system.
Okay, so punishments. Who's got ideas?
Waterboarding.
Waterboarding.
I was waiting for
Obviously.
that. I was
Who
waiting for
said it?
that.
I love it.
Me and Jason are really gonna push for this one this year, guys. Threat.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'm liking it.
Do we have any other ones? We have waterboarding and threat. I mean,
Lemonade stand.
No.
Yeah.
I like something with like Instagram. You know, you have to do like a weekly.
The yoga thing was always whoever brought that up a few years ago.
30 days of yoga. Yeah, I like that.
You have
We've
to
got the
live with
hookup.
Max for a week.
Ah,
I like the frosted tips. I think that's funny.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That's great.
I like that too.
I think we should. What about something where like we go pegging with balls, like tennis balls and tennis rackets and shit?
No, like
Someone get hurt.
paintball would be better.
It's
Like
the
run
dumbest shit I've ever heard, Animal.
Max, why don't we just put a leather mask on you, put a gag ball in your mouth, and, you know,
Yeah.
you want-
Is that what you just want, Animal? Because we could just do that
I
for
just
you.
I
there's
want
like-
someone to get
there's
hurt.
like
What about a little butt tattoo? Just a little one.
I'm down for the tattoo.
good for a butt
That's
tattoo.
not
Go.
bad.
Let's do a butt tattoo this year. Come on.
No, it's like,
No shot.
I'm putting tattoo on the
good.
list.
Shot.
All right, we've got waterboarding, threat, lemonade stand, 30 days of Instagram, frosted tips, butt tattoo.
WNBA game?
Like
I the
George, I love
WNBA
that.
games. That's a great idea because we all can actually kind of go and get involved.
I always like
actually
that one.
a
I
lot.
just feel like
I
we
did that
need
for
a
another league. It was
backup
actually
one.
kind of a nice day. I got like courtside seats for like $60. But the thing, I couldn't drink or smoke or do anything. So that's
Yeah, like no
Yeah.
phone, no drinking, nothing.
I seen one where they made this guy sleep in his backyard outside with no tent or anything. He had to make his own shelter out of whatever he found.
what?
I
That
can't
would be
do that,
cool.
though. I
Woods
don't
for
have
a weekend with just like
Well,
a
if
night.
you live in
relax with the whole weekend. I'm not opposed to that. I'll throw that on the list.
Survivor Man?
That's kind of a good
Night
one.
in the woods. Yeah, I like that.
Survivor Man?
Oh, dude, I want to lose now.
We have 8 right now. I will send the 8 that we have to each of you guys individually. And I guess if you have any other ones that pop up in your head,
What if the loser has to like engrave their toilet with their name?
What?
Animal. I told you not to
wrong
get
with
high
you?
before this
Yeah.
video.
I was just gonna say you were not supposed to smoke dope before this, Max.
Can he elaborate on that?
I don't really get where I was going with it. It just kind of popped in my head. I thought I'd say it.
That was so stupid. Like, what was he even
Such a good
talking about?
idea.
Engrave your toilet? That's the dumbest thing. Don't even understand it still.
Loser has to get the winner's name engraved on their toilet.
Okay, we're going to end the meeting there. Thank you guys for joining. I'll send you over the list of punishments and get
You
back to
live
me with any of your punishments you guys want. Oh,
You're
wait,
gonna
is there
set
any?
that
Hold on.
pick, right? We're gonna vote top 3.
Before we actually go, does anyone have any more like proposals that they want to implement to the actual league, not punishment wise?
We're still doing the draft live. Or we're planning to do the draft live, or no?
We are. I mean, yeah, we're planning to do it live. Yeah.
Drafting from a computer. Act-
Okay. Does anyone have anything to add?
What's the date of the draft?
He's gonna bring this up every year, but like, let's just.
What do you
not-
mean, George? What's the date of the draft? It's the same day for 10 years. It's Labor Day Monday every time. Does anyone have any actual like league settings that they want to talk about or bring up?
No.
We good otherwise. Oh, sorry, Steve. I forgot you were. I can't unmute.
I've been muted this
There we
whole
go.
fucking time. I had great points.
Yeah, we
saying
we
great-
heard them. We
I
heard
was
them.
saying great stuff.
Well, I heard it. Larry Styler's coming in.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
he is from outer fucking space. Lunch.
Hey,
huge.
Welcome to the fucking E-Town Get Down Fantasy Football League, sir.
yeah, man, this is out of this world, dude. Out of the world.
You're in. You missed the entire meeting, so you don't really get to say on anything.
Out of this world.
Do you
I
have
know,
any?
bro.
Do you have any punishment ideas you want to throw on the table?
No. That was spawned way too
What
quick.
what an addition this kid is.
Okay, this
Bye.
is gonna conclude this fucking meeting.
Good job, guys.
Thank
Wait,
you
I
for
had a
thank you for
really good
coming.
time.
All right, so Snacks doesn't want to clue us in on his big date tonight. So everybody in the comment section, go boo this man. Boo. We're supposed to be a brotherhood here. We're supposed to be a family. We're all supposed to help each other out. We're supposed to know about what's going on in each other's lives.
Serious question here. Serious question. So you're going to dinner, right? Now dinner is something that I consider to be like an intimate type of scenario where like you're going somewhere, you gotta like make a lot of eye contact, you gotta think of conversation. Do you think that sex is less intimate than dinner?
Less intimate.
Like in today's world.
No.
No. I think for me,
See,
I feel like it's
you
easier to have sex with someone than to go to a dinner.
People struggle to make eye contact with one another.
You just think it's easier?
Like, so for me, I think if a girl just wanted to have sex, I could do that. But if she wants to like go to dinner, I feel like we'd have a better time having sex just because like I'm gonna be more into that.
You're gonna have a better time having sex.
No,
she's not.
Well,
girls
she might. That's up to her. Well,
girls,
that's up to me.
The way we look at sex is very different.
Oh, I know.
It's a really emotional experience for them.
Let me rephrase that. For men, do you think that it is less intimate than dinner? So I feel like for me to go to dinner with a girl, that's more nerve-wracking than to just pound her out.
Phrasing.
Excuse my
But that's
French.
why when you look at sex that way, just pound her out. Like there's a difference between fucking and making love.
Yeah, but you don't make love on the first date. Like you're not making love.
Some do.
If you do dinner
This
well.
isn't The Notebook, my guy.
I want all of you, forever, you and me, every day.
Listen, I've had very good.
It's a good movie.
I've had very good one night things like that where I felt like a more.
And then what? You never
more
talked to him again?
Sometimes-
So it was just pounding him out.
Phrasing.
No,
just felt
but
better
in
that
the
time.
moment it wasn't like that. Okay, listen. Here's the
I
problem.
think there's an argument to
Here's
be
the
had.
problem. You're nervous about going on dates. Most people are. Most
Yeah.
people, especially in today's world, a lot of people don't go on dates. People are like, what are you going to talk about?
a lost art.
What are you going to do? The way I think about it, I'm like, dude, like you're about to go out with a girl who you have not seen for 20. She has 25 years of life that she could talk about. Like there should be no pause. If you're actually interested in what they're saying and you're able to just ask them questions about what they're saying, there's also nothing off limits on first dates.
True, but
I
see,
hate that.
My problem is like me being a big sports guy, like that is my life. Like sports and gambling are like the two things in my life. So like to go on a date and just talk about sports, like I need to. My problem is I'm trying to think like what can I talk about not sports wise
Probably
too
not
much.
But you're not. But that's also not all you are, though. Too. Like we have conversations outside of that.
I
You just-
know.
Yeah,
you
you're
just-
relatively a normal guy.
You put yourself in a
I
box,
agree.
and then you're like, I don't want to talk about that because I'm not like an expert in the field. But that's like what being a fucking human is. Like you talk about shit that you're passionate about that might be weird to other people, but that's how you get to know somebody.
Yeah, for sure. But then, yeah, I listen. My point is, I think just maybe for some people, for me, it's easier to just have sex
Pound
than
them
to
out.
go on a date.
Pound them out.
I'm telling you, I think there's less intimacy involved for me, and it depends on how you define the word intimate. You know,
There's
but-
situations, yeah, where sex can be less intimate than going on a dinner. But like, I think at our age, like, sex is not something that. Listen, we've had our fair share of like one night stands, like 21, 22, 23 years old, and those are definitely not intimate, right?
No.
But now it's like girls that are our age don't want to. They're not really just looking to get railed.
Phrasing.
Right? When you're like,
Yeah, it depends.
when you're 27, 29-ish.
Most.
When you get to like
most,
35, they get back to that.
No, they all want kids.
No,
they realize
no.
they have no more time left.
No, they don't. It's too late. so
They
like,
get
I'm
married, start hating their lives.
Just gonna bang this dude because I need something to bang me.
I don't think that's the case.
I'm telling you.
I'm not.
Well, he's pushing 35, so
Yeah.
I guess he can tell
I
us.
just turned 30 like a month ago.
So you're pushing 35. You're
Yeah.
closer to
30,
35 than
30
you are
going
25.
on 40.
Ooh, I would say
shit.
you're right there. Yeah,
I mean, I can't physically be
It's
wrong.
only mathematically correct, yeah.
not a strong suit of mine.
It's
So,
about a month closer, but you're closer.
so are we just a dating and lifestyle podcast now?
All right.
Hi, Daddy Gang.
Anyways,
I guess so.
no, we're not because Snacks won't talk about his actual fucking date, loser. Anyways, this is the Fade the Public podcast. If you haven't already turned us off, welcome. My name is Nicholas.
Actually, I think that might be the only part they listen to.
That is Animal. That is Snacks. Go follow them on Twitter. If you do so, you'll be entered into a draft guide giveaway. We got the Big Dogs Gotta Eat draft guide. The Bible just went live yesterday, so you will get that beautiful Mona Lisa from these fingertips if you follow them too on Twitter. Animal, what's on the agenda? What's the
As
guts?
a devoted Catholic, I think you should change the name.
As a devoted non-Catholic, I don't give a Scott, beep that fuck out.
Yeah. So on the schedule today, we're going to be talking. We had our league meeting for the E-Town Get Down, so we're going to discuss, some of the new rules and anything that we decided during that meeting. We're going to announce our punishment, which is it's a big thing for us. It's something that
It's a different one.
We take that pretty seriously.
This is a good one.
Hard Knocks is premiering. We're going to do a quick little fantasy lightning round for these two guys, and then we're going to have a nice little social ending where we're going to do some Snacks Pantry. So
Snacks doesn't actually know, but we're setting up a fake date so he could practice for it tonight. Animal's gonna be the server, the waiter, and I'm gonna be his date. And we're going to practice. That would actually be good. A little mock
like
date.
That, yeah.
It's pretty fucking good.
Mock date.
We might switch up the end of the
mock
episode.
date Monday. We should start that.
Yo,
mock date Monday.
That'd be incredible.
Wow.
We wanted to pull up a van outside of the restaurant Snacks was in and put an earpiece in and
like the
tell them what to
movie
do.
scenes.
Harriet's method of solving cubics.
The answer is A, Harriet's method of solving cubics.
Yeah.
I still think it's maybe the second date. See how the first date goes. Second date, we'll get a van.
Love that.
Love that. All right.
You still denying it, Snacks? Scott, hit the intro.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. Idiots. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Run it.
All right, so most of you just saw that vlog. For those of you that are listening, we're going to tell you what happened to our league meeting and some of the new rules and some of the things that we changed for this upcoming season. Nick,
all right, just to give you context, if you haven't been following us for a couple of years now, that was for the E-Town Get Down League. This is for I believe this is the 12th year in the league now. Maybe 11th. I don't remember.
I think it's 12.
Yeah, it's 11 or 12.
11 or 12th year in the league that we've been in for the most part since the beginning. It's all people from like our high school also for the most part. So we've been in it for a while. We've been doing the same league and we've been, changing rules. We have our league meeting every summer, which is what you just watched. And it's probably our most competitive, our most prized league. The one that we, if we could choose one league out of all, that's the one we want to bring home the fucking hardware in. So we basically come to each meeting with a set of proposals or a set of rules that we may want to change, and we do a vote on anything that we put to change. And majority vote would change the rule. 6 out of 10 gets the rule changed. So biggest changes for this year that we did, I think we started off basically talking about what we're going to do with like the whole COVID shit, expanding rosters, the IR, et cetera, et cetera. So what we did was extend the draft. We normally do 16 rounds. We're going to make it 20 rounds and extend our roster spots to 20. Okay? So we don't have to be going nuts on the waiver wire every time someone goes to the COVID and, it becomes a fucking mess.
This was a good solution to pretty much two problems because there's the worry of the whole COVID thing and the IR spots where you can do those guys. So we solved that. And now we had the issue of, the waiver wires.
You just whistled.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Like the only time I've ever whistled in my life, too. I can't whistle on purpose. We have that issue solved where, I think pretty much solved, where now we don't have to worry about guys, scrambling to try and pick up extra people because they already have them on their roster and their bench. So
yeah, so we extended it to help that problem. We also we do our league on Yahoo. So once Yahoo opens up the feature for putting players on the COVID IR, we will make that part of the roster. We're gonna put as many IR spots as they let us, probably somewhere from like 8 to 10 if possible. I just figure it's not your fucking fault if someone gets COVID IR. It's gonna fuck up the season if you have to drop them every time someone lands on the list and they take up roster spots. So we're gonna put as many as possible. So those are our changes.
Is also a 10-man league, so that I think will work to our advantage in some capacity.
What do you mean?
Just the fact that there'll be more guys available to us.
Okay, true.
Those two extra teams, taking up guys,
It'll be interesting to see how those. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how those four extra bench spots end up affecting the league because the waiver wire is going to be a lot more. Like in a 10-team league, you usually have a lot of good options on the waiver wire. Now they're almost going to be no handcuffs. Mm-hmm. Every quarterback's going to be owned. So typically, like in our Superflex league, it is Superflex league, but since it's 10 teams, there's usually like those bottom 5 ranked quarterbacks who are
they're all going to be owned.
Like the Nick Foles will.
Like Mariota's probably going to be owned this year.
Yeah, all those guys are going to be owned. So it's going to get interesting to see what the strategy is when we get to drafting. The big change for us was the tight end position. Now all the tight ends are going to be owned because we've moved to tight end premium. So we play a regular half PPR league, and we wanted to make tight ends a little bit more valuable. So we moved them from half PPR to full. Everyone else is still half, but tight ends, no matter if they're in the tight end slot or the flex spot, are full PPR. So that's exciting because in the same way that when you make the move from standard league to half PPR, you open up the options to a lot more pass catching running backs, right? The pool of players in which you would start or keep on your bench or whatever gets extended. We want to make, basically we've been moving towards this like universal roster where all the positions are valued, right? Now Superflex makes quarterbacks valuable, running backs are obviously always valuable. Now this makes tight ends valuable outside of just like the top 3 guys. So you could start, you could grab 2 or 3 of the mid-tier tight ends and those could be your flex plays, right? Rather than starting like a Christian Kirk who might put up like 4 for 60, which is okay. You know, a tight end could easily overtake that in the flex zone. So thoughts on moving to tight end premium?
I'm excited. I'm excited too. I voted for this last year. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I only voted against it.
I wanted to do
because
2 tight ends starting last
I believe
year.
out of the like 6 or 7 leagues I'm in, 4 or 5 of them are already tight end premium. So I just wanted a little diversity.
But I don't think you've physically played in a tight end premium.
Yeah,
league
no,
yet,
I have.
right?
I took Zach Ertz in the first round and took like 11th place. So yeah, I know it's like to play in tight end.
We also did the Big Dogs.
Yeah, that's
the
the
Big
one.
Dogs team league.
I took
last
Zach
year.
Ertz in the first round.
I remember I
that's
took
right.
Evan
That was
Ingram in like
that
the
was
3rd
tight
or
end
4th
premium.
round.
Yeah,
So like,
correct.
it's not that I'm against tight end premium. I just want a little diversity in my leagues. But so I'm not upset
Well,
about
I mean, this league has not been tight end premium once, so I guess this just got
It's
diversified.
not my point. I'm talking about my other leagues. You know, I'm in like 6, 7 leagues, and 5 of them are tight end premium. I would have liked to keep one not. That's all. So, but I'm not upset about it. So,
okay,
that's it. That's fine with me. What else will we do?
So we have a new league member.
Oh, big news.
I don't believe he's ever appeared on the channel before, but you guys are gonna like him.
Actually, he was Andy Reid.
He was Andy Reid in the NFL draft
Scott,
promo
please,
video.
play that Andy Reid clip. Just the Andy Reid clip.
Hey, Andy, we're on the clock.
Don't worry about it. We got Patrick anyway. I'm busy grilling.
Yeah, so we had Mr. Chris Radici drop from the league because,
Which I am heartbroken about.
Unfortunately,
He's a former champion.
I love him.
Never like to see a former champ go.
Former champ's gone. He just lost the passion for football, which is ironic because like he's a Chiefs fan.
He grew up a Chiefs fan, and he loses the passion of football before Pat Mahomes wins the Super Bowl and probably the next 10.
See, that makes me question if we ever had it. Because how can you fucking give up on your team now?
No, I could relate to that in multiple sports. I stopped caring about the NBA, the MLB, like that. Because
That's when Kevin Durant left, though.
It wasn't because that. I just like had more focus in my life that I need to like. I can't put my energy on these other sports.
You don't think it had anything to do with it?
So when he lost his passion about the Red Sox, who left to make him lose his passion?
Yeah, it was just like.
I mean, they just won a World Series and then they lost everyone, didn't they?
No,
that wasn't what made me not be a fan anymore. The only thing I focus on is the NFL now. I could understand. He said like his life just started going in other fucking directions, and he couldn't focus on it. Terrible time to pick it, but luckily we do have a Chiefs fan in the league still, and that is me. I've been a lifelong Chiefs fan since last December. Animal was nice enough to go out and get us all wires that matched our team colors. So I got Chiefs, Broncos, and the Giants. Good stuff, boys. Thanks, Animal.
It's really nice of you, buddy.
Such a fraud.
Definitely not paying you back for
all
that.
right, so Larry Lunch is in the league.
Larry
Good guy,
Excited
funny
about that.
guy.
It's gonna be a good addition. I think he's gonna be in some content. I think eventually we'll get him involved.
For sure, yeah.
He's a very funny guy, so glad to have him in the league.
Glad to have him in the league.
In the league. Glad. What
punishment?
No, punishment we'll do last.
Okay.
What else? Is there anything else?
Not rules wise.
No,
yeah. One thing we will be doing, and I think actually some of you guys should implement this. If you play in a fab league, right, your waiver wire is not like a number order thing. Playing a fab where everyone gets $100 or $1,000 at the beginning of the year, and you do the blind bid system. The way we have it set up is it runs Wednesday through Sunday every single morning, and that's it. There's no free for all pickup for free agents at any point during the week. It's only blind bids. But what I'm going to do as commissioner is every Sunday at 11 a.m., I'm going to announce it in the group chat. I'm going to say waiver wire is opening at 11 a.m., and I'll open it free for all because we don't know the logistics behind how the NFL is going to announce who's on the COVID IR list, like daily, or if they're going to do it on, like, we don't know what's going on. So I don't want people put in a spot where like 4 of their players randomly pop up on the COVID IR slot.
And they like physically can't
Sunday
field it.
morning, right. And this has been a problem in our league before, but only because people are stupid and they don't pick up backups when we know like a tight end is on the injury list or whatever. But at this point, since we don't know how the NFL is going to announce these things, we want to make sure that we put a precaution in place. So we will have blind bids Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then also open them up on Sunday at 11 a.m. So if you play in Fab League, I would suggest thinking about doing something similar to that.
All right, so then the last thing outside of the punishment is the stipulations for if we have a season ending early. So we have, if the season is canceled prior to the completion of Week 8 games, all buy-in money is rolled over to the 2021 fantasy season buy-in. So basically, just paying for next year's buy-ins and just
having a
rolls
few
over.
fun weeks.
If the season is canceled after Week 8, but before the playoffs, first place in the standings will win $200, most points will win $200, and the rest of the money will be rolled over to the buy-in for next year. The $400 lost from the pot for those 2 people will be split amongst everybody for next year's buy-in. So it'll be like $30 a person instead of our normal $450 or whatever. And then if the season is canceled during the playoffs, the entire pot will be split amongst the remaining teams. So it'll be 4 teams or 2 teams, depending on
the entire spot. If it's in week 15, then it's split amongst the 4. If it's in week 16, once we have the 2,
amongst the 2.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so
I feel like that's like the fairest way to do it.
I think we came to a good agreement on the stipulations.
It would be fucked up. It would be fucked up if it was week 14 and then like as soon as week 15 started, then they canceled the season. You know, and like.
But I don't think we're gonna have to worry about
like,
that. It's that week 8 threshold. That's
exactly.
Really
I feel like
that's like November.
If we make it past week 8, they're not gonna be like week 15 cancel, lock it
I
down.
almost feel like it's either gonna get shut down immediately or it's not at all.
It's gonna be like week 2 or week. It's gonna be.
But if we don't have those contingency
and half
plans
the NFL, and half the NFL is in COVID. Yeah. So what we suggest doing is really just having something in place.
Yeah.
So that if something does happen, you could look at the rules and be like, this is how we're gonna do it. Everybody agreed to it up front, and we roll with that.
To sum up the meeting, we had our list of punishments that were possibilities for the end of the season, and we
last place loser punishments.
Yes, the last place loser punishment, and we came to I don't want to say an agreement, but everyone votes, and we voted on.
Here's the process basically. During the discussion, everyone throws out ideas for what the last place punishment loser should do.
Hey, Scott, pop up that list.
Yeah, so we'll have like 10 or so ideas. And once we get it finalized, I text everybody individually the list. And they text me back their top 3 choices in order. What they want the most, what they want the second most, and third most. So if you text me back, X choice as the number 1,
waterboarding.
It gets 3 points. Waterboarding is number 1. That gets 3 points. Second place 2. Third place 1 point. After I tally up all 10 members' votes, whatever has the most points obviously wins the loser punishment. And by a pretty wide margin, we introduced a new option this year. And it was surviving a night in the woods.
I love it.
I love it too. This was the one I voted for first
I was a little
place.
surprised that it won because normally like the new one, it like sits in there for like a year
Who
before
put
we
that
pick
in
it.
as the option?
I think wasn't it Joe?
It might have been. Someone just suggested like night in the woods.
We have some good
Survivor
candidates too that I want. Like the 5 people I put in that I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, to who? Yeah. See, see,
it's going to be a really good vlog either way. It's going to be like Bear Grylls-esque.
Yeah, it's like Survivor Man,
ridiculous.
just like night cam and
Yeah,
everything.
except
But like
really dumb.
All I did was go out for a pee, and not very far from my hut was a jaguar. I watched him for a while. He watched me.
For me, if I lose, like, yeah, I'll do it. I have no problem doing it. I just don't think it would be good content. Oh, I'm sure I would make it good, but like, it's too easy for me, I think.
You're going to be eating worms and shit.
Yeah, like I'll be fine.
You used to eat chicken in the woods
yeah,
by yourself.
Exactly. Like I used to dig a hole and
would
go in the woods, eat chicken.
What would be your strategy going into it? Say it's like, okay, you got to get out there at like 8 p.m. You could leave at 8 a.m. Are you just going to be like, I'm not going to eat? Like, I can go 12 hours without eating?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to. Am I going to kill a squirrel? I'm fucking.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I think I would try just
So
for the
I might
content.
make
I
a
would
trap,
make,
yeah.
I would make a spear.
See, that's why you wouldn't survive. You're not going to spear a squirrel. You know what you do is you take a stick.
Have you seen my arm?
First of all, you take a stick and you take a really, really big rock and you put the rock on top of that stick, and then you put some type of food that you think the squirrel would eat on that stick. So when he goes to it, hits the stick falls. The rock
You think that rock is going to fall fast enough to get it?
It's a big rock.
How you're going to have a rock? You're so stupid. It's not going to stay up on.
You know what's a great part though, because we probably
stick.
agreed that behind George's house where we're gonna go, so the
Yeah.
rest of the league can party in there, and you have to sit in the
Just,
woods
like,
and
watch?
survive. Yeah, and that's wow. Should have thought of that one. That's torture. There's like foxes and bears back there. By the golf course.
First of all,
Oh, yeah,
foxes are
coyotes.
not a threat. Bear, yeah. But
Coyotes back there, all
Coyote,
it's right
not
by
a
the
threat.
golf course.
It's going to be so funny.
Not a
Like
threat.
6 hours into the night, like you finally see the fire spark up a little bit. Like they've been trying it for so. I can't wait for this.
I really want
It's
Larry
gonna be
back there.
fantastic.
Larry or George, that's who I want back there.
Larry,
So-
honestly, most of the punishments were like funny as shit. I was like, I kind of wanted to do
What
half
was,
of them.
I'm a little upset because I looked at the votes and so I can figure out like who
Yeah.
voted for, not who voted for what, but there was only three total votes for waterboarding.
They only got 5 points, and 3 of them came from you.
My number one was waterboarding.
No one
yeah.
wants to do the waterboarding
Which
yet.
is like blowing my mind.
Why does that blow your mind?
It's like it's not like a hard punishment.
Why does
Just
that blow?
take your
okay.
fucking waterboarding and be on with it.
I don't know if it's something that people want to do though.
Do you want to spend a night in the woods? Do you want frosted
Actually,
tips?
I'd
That's
rather
awesome.
spend a night in the woods.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Fucking fools. All right.
There was
I think
also
it's-
another one that that hasn't gotten a vote in like 5 years that one of our crazy league mate brought up like 6-7 years ago that just refuses to get any votes. It's gonna stay on the ballot next year for sure, and I think next year's.
What are you referring to?
They saw it.
It's calling it a bee threat.
A what?
A bee threat.
I don't know, a bee, like the animal, a sting.
Yeah.
Like a bee threat.
B as in bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to say it,
I'm not saying it.
You guys are pussies.
It wasn't any of us.
It rhymes with lip balm.
You're so stupid. You're the worst under pressure I've ever seen. No wonder you don't want to go on dates. I understand that.
That was terrible.
I'm surprised you can get your dick hard when you're about to fuck.
Kenny?
Animal's like, I can't. Okay, so our punishment is survive a night in the woods. We still have to figure out stipulations for it in terms of like time limit.
I ripped the paper out. Doesn't that look like Louisiana?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Whatever, who cares?
It really does.
That looks just like Louisiana.
I'm scared. You should bring that into the woods when you get last place.
I ain't getting last.
Okay.
All right, so that's basically sums up the league meeting.
Productive.
Anything you
good
guys?
changes.
Oh, actually, one last thing. We need to come up with our draft order.
Oh,
So
yeah,
please
help us out.
Please put some suggestions in the comments. Like anything. Like last year we did a golf tournament where everyone picked a golfer, but like we want to do something a little more exciting, a little more maybe involved. We can't all get together though, so just keep that in mind.
It has to be
It's
something.
got to be something that like we can just like virtually do and then like watch or whatever.
Give us your best draft
Yeah.
order pick.
Yes.
Tip, whatever the fuck you guys do for your leagues. We want to know because we got to figure it out within the next couple weeks. And yeah, we can't physically get together for it, so don't drop suggestions like punt, fucking pass, kick, shit. All right?
That's for the combine.
Yes.
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 Animal, you are.
Are you high?
Turn your brain on today.
Are you fucking high?
No, I'm not. So, as most of you may know or may not know, Hard Knocks starts on Tuesday, which is actually kind of a surprise to me because it doesn't even feel like
I haven't
training
seen a
camp's
single
even
fucking
going
thing on
Like,
Twitter.
yeah,
Is training? I feel like training camp didn't start. It's just all these secret meetings still. Like Brady's meeting with his receivers.
Yeah.
Like, is he allowed to do
I
that?
know it's like
drones over.
It's
the
super
football
weird. There's
field.
really been like no advertisement for it. At least I haven't really seen anything like pumping it up at all because I don't even know if they really believe like they're going to be able to finish it. But August 11th on Tuesday, keep your eye out for Hard Knocks. It
Chargers
should be
and
interesting.
Rams.
Yeah. Any predictions on like players who are going to be like annoying or funny?
I wish they would stop doing the fucking rant. I don't know why they thought this was a good year to do multiple teams.
Well, yeah, we discussed that's just
this
bonkers.
Most annoying, I already think he's annoying, but he's probably going to piss me off even more is Jalen Ramsey on the Rams.
Okay.
He seems like just such a little cunt.
He's a hothead. So I get that. All
you
right.
can't handle Tom Coughlin's pressure, you're a pussy.
I mean,
get out.
I'm trying to think. I feel like the quarterback situation for LA is going to be an
That should be a
interesting
good
one
spot,
to watch.
yep.
I feel like people are going to come away from it liking Justin Herbert a lot as like a person.
I feel like he's going to come off as like a cool dude.
Like a Josh Allen type.
Yeah.
Where you like watch him, you want him to succeed, but then he's going to fucking stink.
Yeah, he's going to come and just like throw an accurate
I also
passes.
am excited to see Tyrod Taylor. You see him walking in with the new uni?
Yeah.
Got fucking drip.
See his hair?
Swaggy as fuck.
I'm not really excited about him for Hard Knocks. I mean,
Keenan Allen, I'm excited
Keenan
about.
Allen, I think is going to be.
He's
funny.
got a loud mouth.
He's got a
I feel
chip
like
on his shoulder.
Yeah, especially after he said the whole thing about him being the best receiver in the AFC. And
I
started
like
calling
Austin
guys
Eckler
out.
too. I've seen some good content.
Who's that?
Eckler.
Eckler?
Some good content on
Yeah,
Twitter.
Maybe this will be the reason why I start personally liking Eckler.
I'm kind of excited to see like McVay in like the war rooms.
Yeah.
War rooms, but you know what I mean.
Well,
like
yeah,
behind
last
the
time
scenes
they were on-
adapting, seeing if he brings up like what they did over the second half of last year.
Yeah, I
how
just
they
want to see
changed the
like some
strategy and
behind the
shit.
scenes strategy stuff that with McVay.
He
'cause
wasn't on it,
he's a
right?
great football mind.
I don't
Last
think
time
he
they
was.
were.
No, it was
No,
Jeff
it was
Fisher.
It's Jeff Fisher, right?
Fish
Yeah, the
God.
Rams have been on like Hard Knocks twice and All or Nothing, so like it's annoying that it's them again. But at least we have the Chargers. I think it's gonna be very interesting just based on everything going on with COVID. So see how they handle that along with.
It might be good though because rather than just taking the best parts of one team, you get the best parts of two teams, which means a lot.
Content-wise,
less
they
dead
just
space.
doubled everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they realized too after last year with the Raiders, it was kind of a snooze fest.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think they're
last
trying
year
to spice
sucked.
it up a little bit. So I think it should be good. I'm kind of looking forward to it just because I feel it's going to bring a little bit of normalcy back towards the season, just to see like guys
People are going to be going
in pads and
we
stuff.
have no reports coming out, no preseason. People are going to be going nuts over anything they can get their
Twitter
their
is
hands
going to
on
be a
with
fucking
I can't
mess.
believe it starts next week. I literally
I
wouldn't.
said the same thing on the way in. I
You
was
didn't
like, wait,
fucking
what?
tell us that. I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wouldn't
That's
know.
why. See, that's what we do. We bring you all the big news.
Breaking shit
news.
job marketing for them, advertising for them.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It hasn't been covered enough.
Yeah.
So
And
I haven't,
HBO.
even, I haven't even seen like anything on Twitter.
Superman,
Nothing.
pay us. We're fucking
HBO
advertising for
Tuesday
you.
night. Make sure you are watching Hard Knocks. Let's move on to some fantasy football talk. But before we do, guys, make sure you please just go and follow the Fade the Public channel.
I gotta
the
pee
Bunk
so
Bed
bad.
Breakdown channel. Snacks, go pee, buddy. You can go pee. It's all right. You can go pee.
We'll carry the
You go pee.
podcast like usual.
Please subscribe to the Bunk Bed Breakdown channel, the Fade the Public channel, the podcast. We're doing everything. We're making new content. Animals House is coming to you soon. Waiting for the audio interface to come in. We'll have
The
a new
setup
show.
is unbelievable. throw the setup
I'll have
up there,
a picture
Scott.
of the setup here for you. It's going to be mainly lifestyle, sports, just random stuff. It's going to be a good time.
Dating advice.
I hope you, a lot of dating advice.
Can't wait.
Intimacy. Just pound her out. Pounding them out. So hopefully,
Looking forward to my invite onto the show.
You guys subscribe and give us a follow there and enjoy that content. All right. Oh, and also, I know you mentioned already, but while Snacks is peeing, just go buy the draft guide.
Yeah, you cunts. Go buy the draft guide. We work very hard on it. It's literally the only thing you need to prep for your 2020 fantasy football drafts. It's got our rankings, all of our sleepers, undervalued busts, the all fade list, the must draft players. All the good shit is in there. Go to monkeyknifefight.com. Deposit $10 on there with the promo code BDGE. That'll get you $15 to play with on there, plus free access to all the guides once you play a game. I love you. Animal, I love you even more. Keep going.
All right, boys, let's get into the fantasy portion of the show. We're going to do I don't want to say lightning round because we're going to stop in between each one, but the whole point is I want a quick reaction. I'm going to say 2 names. You pick one. You pick that player, and I want one reason why. You can save the reason. You don't have to write it down. You can save the reason for when you hold it up and why you went with that player. But I want to know what caused that split-second reaction to say, like, oh, it's got to be him. All right?
Okay. Great.
All right, and you guys play along at home, too. First one.
Don't tell him what to do.
First one. Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs. And for the record, this is a redraft, by the way, just
Yes.
so we all understand. Redraft, half PPR, because that's our standard. All right, flip them. What we got? We got Jacobs. What we got? I can't see. We got Jacobs. All right, why?
It's more so an indictment on Mixon. I don't think they're ever going to give him the 3-down role. As long as Gio is there, he's not catching more than 40 passes. And on the flip side, I am getting much, much higher on the idea that Jacobs is going to catch 50-plus balls.
Yes.
All the reports we're hearing are just that they want
that
to get
offense
more
is running through Brandon Jacobs. Wow. Josh,
Get your mind out of Giants gutters.
Stop talking about the Giants.
That wasn't even my fault. I just said a name.
It wasn't my fault. It's the most fucking
Josh
used
Jacobs,
term
that offense runs through it. Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, abysmal. He's going to get 300 carries again.
Good offensive
Josh
line,
Jacobs.
too.
Yes, very
All
good.
right, very fair. All right, next one. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. All right, interesting. Why'd you go with Keenan?
Because there's a lot of mouths to feed in Tampa Bay. I like Godwin 20 times better. Keenan Allen is the best receiver in the AFC West, according to him. I have fallen much lower on Evans than I normally am. So Allen's going to catch his 100 balls and do his thing, and I'll go with him.
Fair.
While I'm much lower on Evans than most people are, I'm even lower on Allen. I just think whoever's a quarterback for LA is going to throw for 3,500 passing yards.
Yeah,
and even if Keenan Allen gets like 30% of the receiving yards, which is a huge percentage, I think his ceiling is 1,000 yards, 1,050 yards, just because that passing offense won't allow anything more than that. And I think Herbert gets 8 games starting this year, and that is not going to be good for Keenan Allen. So Evans, I think Brady probably throws for 30, 32 passing touchdowns, and Evans will account for 8 of them.
I just did a best ball draft the other day. I took Godwin and Evans back to back.
Really?
I like it.
See, those two are so far apart from me. I'm like so far ahead with Godwin than I am with Evans.
I just did it. It was a 3-man best ball league. So anyway,
that's an interesting question because Evans is actually going way higher than Allen is in ADP. But when you actually think about it, it's closer.
Yeah, should be closer. A lot of these guys are very close in ADP. Some may be a little further, but they're all very close. All right, next one. Kittle, Kelsey. George Kittle, Travis Kelsey. Kelsey, Kittle, love it.
Wow.
Kelsey, why?
4 straight years as the tight end one. I don't know what else to say. George Kittle, underknown fact that I think you guys need to actually
tell me.
Pay attention to.
I don't know any facts, so tell me.
There's the doctor I sent you the tweet from today. He put out whatever the fuck his name is, Scott. You'll put it up.
Fantasy Points Doctor?
Fantasy Points Doctor. He put up a really interesting tweet about George Kittle. George Kittle tore his labrum and dislocated his shoulder. When you don't have surgery, you have a 45 to 55% chance to redislocate the shoulder within the next year.
I have 2 torn labrums.
And this is what Anthony Miller's been dealing with. This is why he keeps separating his shoulder, because he doesn't get it. He got it repaired, still had a lower chance to get it, and keeps dealing with it. So Kittle, who's coming off the non-surgical season, is at a very high rate to re-injure it. And that makes me very, very nervous. He's a little too risky for me in those early rounds. Again, Travis Kelsey.
It's good to know.
Tight end
you can't change it. It's too late.
No, listen, he's a good analyst. He's got to change.
I want to know why you picked Kittle at first, though.
I think it's time for a new number 1 tight end.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And Jimmy G's number 1 target by far. So I have a really good feeling about him this year. But that scared me off. I got to read more into that. So I didn't.
I'm going to send you guys the tweet in the chat. I mean, it wouldn't be surprised if Kittle blew the field away. If he stays healthy, it's 50% chance. So there's 50% chance he does. Debo might start on the pup.
Well, I think he's definitely
Kittle
starting
could pace. Yeah,
He's definitely starting on the pup.
Kittle could pace the tight end target lead by a massive amount through October.
And that's
so,
pretty
I mean,
much
it
where
could be
I'm
huge.
going with as the number one guy in San Fran. So.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, very cool. All right, we got a little running back action here coming up. Ezekiel Elliott or Alvin Kamara? Alvin Kamara.
I'm not mad.
Let's go. Who we got? Kamara for Snacks and a Kamara for Nick.
Yep.
All right. So we both have Kamara.
Yeah,
here?
last year is not happening. Kamara's much better. Latavius Murray is nothing behind him, so he's gonna catch 100 balls, 2,000 yards. He's gonna have a monster year.
Yeah, I think Kamara's set up for a monster year.
I don't disagree.
He's healthy. He's ready to roar.
I think Zeke's involvement in the passing game is going to take a huge hit this year. Adding CeeDee Lamb, bringing in Mike McCarthy, who does not really throw to his running backs often. And Kamara, yeah, I mean, Kamara was the single most elusive running back in fantasy last year per PFF prior to the high ankle sprain. Dipped down. Saw at the end of the season he scored, I think, 5 rushing touchdowns in the final 3 games. So it's like Kamara, once he's back to himself, which he will be
the end
this
of last year was what we know Kamara's capable
81
of.
catches in 3 straight fucking years.
Yeah.
He only played 14 games last year, so on a per game basis, it was even fucking Kamara. In standard, I will probably go with Zeke though. If you get no points per reception,
for sure. If it was
we're going
standard,
Zeke.
but we're going to have PPR here. So all right, got some quarterbacks here, guys. Cam Newton and Drew Lock.
What the fuck, animal?
That's a tough one.
for in what fucking world?
Who'd you go with? Cam.
This is not close at all.
Really?
You're out of your fucking mind.
Going into this, I thought just because of like the mystery around Cam and just not really sure. I feel like they're both kind of question marks.
I mean, I can understand the point. We saw a little bit from Locke last year, but Cam's talent exponentially more than Drew Lock.
Their ADP won't be close by the time drafts
That's
come
not
around.
even,
Of course not. Of course that's arguable. But for me,
it's more about the hype and
like
the fear. So like, do they even each other out?
I think I like Locke to run an offense, but for fantasy and Cam's rushing ability, I'm taking that upside over Locke's.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the YouTube comments fiddle this one out.
Hey, listen, we'll see. I would take Cam. Was curious.
Screenshot.
Cam Akers or J.K. Dobbins? Cam Akers or J.K. Dobbins? Snacks went with Akers. Nick went with Dobbins. Love it.
Let's go.
All right, why Dobbins?
I'm gonna choose Dobbins because I think all these rookies have a tough time getting on the field on paper. We're not gonna be able to tell who's gonna get on the field. We're not gonna be able to know which one is the guy, right? I'm gonna roll the dice on the guy whose upside I think is way higher, given the context of the team he's on. I think there's a much higher chance that J.K. Dobbins outplays and takes a starting role from like Mark Ingram than Cam Akers is going to be able to be efficient this year, even if he does get the job, because that offensive line is going to be terrible. And Sean McVay won't shut the fuck up about a 4-man running back by committee.
I know.
Yeah.
Akers is definitely the most talented there. I just think even if he does,
be the guy getting the most carries, but is it enough carries? Is going to be the problem.
It's just going to be
ugly.
ugly.
But see, that's my thing, because I trust him to have a better chance at being the number one guy in his backfield as opposed to Dobbins. But I guess you could say like a forward-thinking Baltimore Ravens team when they see that Dobbins is probably at this stage a better
yeah,
player,
you know what? Like
option.
straight up,
eventually take over the role.
Yeah, but I think
season.
Akers has the more clear path to start right away.
Yeah,
for sure.
Straight up, I'd probably take Akers, but I'm thinking, I guess like my mind went to like where you actually have to take them. I think Akers is like 5th, 6th, and Dobbins is almost like 8th, 9th right now. Yeah, so I go Dobbins value wise, but I guess straight up Akers because his path to touches is clear and he's talented.
See, I would even
like a motherfucker.
go with Dobbins just everything wise, just because I think that offense is so much better. The Rams are like fucking.
They're an offense that could go downhill really quickly.
Like, as soon as they start struggling, the whole team could just collapse. Whereas the Ravens, I don't see that happening with them. They're too solid of a team, too many solid pieces. And I think like last year you were very low on Mark Ingram, and I think you were a year early. That's all.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
like this is going to be the year you're going to see Mark Ingram take that less workload, less touchdowns. Like, would you say like 5 touchdowns last year is what he probably would have had?
6.5. I think.
Yeah, like
was
I think you'll see that.
Everything else,
year.
what it was that was it. Like I said, he was going to have 14 touches a game, average 5.5 yards a carry.
He just had way more touchdowns.
Yeah, it's exactly what he did. He just had 5 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like that's
I think
ridiculous.
you'll see they'll get J.K. involved in some of that and stuff. So that's
the 5 receiving touchdowns not going to happen again. So.
All right, tight end time. Jonnu Smith, Tyler Higbee. Jonnu Smith, Tyler Higbee.
That's really tough.
Yeah.
Higbee, Hig bust. Which one is it? You don't even feel good about
No,
it.
I don't. I'm very torn on this.
I don't feel good about this either. I changed my opinion last second.
Smith and Smith. All right, so we got double Joe news.
Yeah.
I like it. You changed it though. All right. So why?
I think he has a very clear path to just being the only second target in this offense.
Correct.
They don't have a running back.
That's my call. I do love Higbee, but that's not.
I can't buy in.
Maybe not love Higbee.
I can't buy into a 5-week sample size of Higbee after he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. Those games came while Gerald Everett was mainly hurt
and
too.
And Gerald Everett's back.
Yeah. So I'm out on the Higbee train if you have to draft him at like tight end 7 or 8 where he's going. And Jonnu Smith, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he disappoints also, but like.
But you're buying on
there's
like
no one else catching
the
passes
youth
there.
and the opportunity versus like you're buying on Higbee's 5 good games against the Cardinals twice. Like
Corey Davis has had 4 fucking
the
years.
Cardinals and the Giants, the 3 worst teams against the tight end last year.
Oh, Giants definitely won.
But that's what I'm saying. And the Higbee played those 5 games. Not buying into that. Great picks by Snacks. Jonnu, why? Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, he's the clear number 2 guy there, and Higbee Everett's back. They still have Woods and Kupp.
All right, we got 3 left.
I'm going to take a better efficient offense as opposed to.
We got 3 left. We got Deontay Johnson and Darius Slayton. 2 young up-and-coming wide receivers. Who you going with? I think I know Snacks is taking Darius Slayton.
Yes, I am going to take Darius Slayton, and
all right.
That's okay.
And Nick went with Deontay Johnson.
It's okay, I just think Slayton has a much more clear path to being the number 1 receiver on his team than Deontay does. And they're going, same round, 9th, 10th round?
Yeah, they're right around the same.
So if I'm taking that, I'm going to take the upside for a guy that has a chance to be the number 1 in his offense with the best quarterback in football. So Darius Slayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Deontay, for the most part, doesn't really have a path to be the number 1 with Juju there in the slot, but he could be the number 1 on the outside. And last time Big Ben was on the field, they threw the ball like 6,000 times. Yeah. And I think Deontay Johnson is, if I'm going talent-wise, I think Deontay Johnson's more talented.
For sure.
And I would agree with that.
Yeah, and everything from the numbers last year in terms of like target separation, in terms of success versus man coverage, press coverage, he had some Antonio Brown light to him. They drafted him, I think, to fit that style, that mold. But there are a lot of receivers who James Washington might have his games. Juju's obviously going to have his games.
For me, it comes down to like Darius Slayton's competing with Golden Tate and Sterling Shepard for targets, and then Deontay Johnson's competing with Juju Smith-Schuster, and there's really no one else, but Juju's like better than both those guys I just named. So
yeah,
out of that group, he's the best.
James Washington, I mean, wasn't great last year.
He just went on the COVID list though.
He could play.
Wow. Yeah, but like everyone goes on.
I just
and off
you
the
just
COVID
don't know if
list.
he's going to come back or not. It's just one of those things. But yeah, so I would probably lean Darius Slayton for that. All right, two more. Adam Thielen or Odell Beckham Jr.
Thielen.
Yeah, I kind of thought
We're both
that.
going to agree on that one.
Yeah, I kind of thought that.
I mean, dude, Stephon Diggs out of there. Thielen,
he might
gonna
see
get
200 targets.
He's going to get a 35% target share. Even if the Vikings are not pass heavy like they weren't last year, there's just no like. In what situation does he not walk away from the field with 140 targets?
It would take
this
a
year?
catastrophe, a pandemic for him not to eclipse.
Yeah, I'm more worried about OBJ's just like whole mentality as a whole. Like
he sucks.
I just don't think he even likes football anymore. Like it just seems like he's like I'm just like a famous celebrity. I'm not even a football player. So like, I agree.
The Giants ruined him.
Last one. We're gonna end with some quarterbacks here. Carson Wentz or Matthew Stafford. Carson Wentz or Matthew Stafford. Who we got? Snacks went with Stafford and Nick went with Wentz. I love it.
You're really going to draft Stafford straight up over Wentz?
Probably not. But I don't think the reasoning is awful. I think the Detroit Lions defense is going to be terrible. I think they throw the ball all game. Stafford was on pace to be a top 5 quarterback last year before he got hurt. They both have their injury concerns, and I'm just going to trust Stafford to continue on his first 5 games. So listen, I get the whole Wentz. I get it. Nope.
Yeah,
I took Stafford.
I think they're both very close. So.
Yeah, to me, it's like a coin flip on who stays healthy. I do think Wentz probably has more upside than Stafford does if both can play their 16 games. I mean, we look back at, I think it was 2 years ago when Wentz was the number 3 quarterback in fantasy. And that was the upside that I think we can get from Wentz if he does fucking stay on the field. He's got a good O-line. Finally got some weapons to work with. Jalen Reagor, if Deshaun Jackson can stay on the field. Like
that's my only concern here is that I think like Stafford, while having the worst or like team all around him, has the better weapons clearly, whereas Carson Wentz has the better team all around, but we don't really know about his weapons yet. Like, is Greg Ward going to be his fucking slot receiver?
You know, it was a crazy stat someone brought up that Wentz was the first quarterback in history to throw for 4,000 yards without a wide receiver going over 500 receiving yards.
Yeah, that's
that's pretty fucking impressive. Imagine he's got a Reagor and Deshaun Jackson both go for like 800 or something. Like
that's a mix of people getting hurt.
Goddard, Ertz still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, agreed. It's definitely interesting. So yeah, all right. So
that's good. Good stuff, Animal.
Hopefully you guys got a little more clarity on some guys that you maybe weren't sure who you would take or not.
Skirt.
Let's move on to the social portion. Then this fucking episode here. We
Back for
we
round
saw
three.
this post on Barstool. We
Oh,
want to do this.
doing
I want to do
this
this
right.
real
Yeah,
quick,
okay,
real
yeah,
quick,
yeah,
because
yep.
run out of time here. So as a post, it was what group of
No running
fictional?
out of time. We make the time.
That's true. What group of fictional TV characters would you most want to drink with? And the options were, Scott will have the picture here, but you got Friends, Entourage, The Office, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Parks and Recreation, Friday Night Lights, Blue Mountain State, Trailer Park Boys, and the last four, you got Sons of Anarchy, Workaholics, Sopranos, and Peaky Blinders.
Okay, so let's go with, I think off the rip.
We have to establish that you're drinking in the show setting, right? Like,
is that what it is? Yeah,
I feel like it has to be.
Yeah,
Like, you're not
yeah.
just drinking with these people. You're drinking like, say, It's Always Sunny. You're drinking with them at Patty's Pub.
Okay, so I
in
think
Philly, so I'm out.
Yeah.
I think I think most people or at least we can agree who our top ones are.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna throw Entourage in
Entourage
as my
has
number
to be
one.
there because we're in LA.
There's nothing I would rather do more than go to a casino with Ari Gold.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I would rather see him do more than panic at the roulette table.
He's splitting kings.
The blackjack table. Yeah, that would. I mean, and also if you're in the setting, you're probably at like some fucking bumping house party at some model's
Yeah, you're in
house.
LA with a movie star, so like that's awesome.
And Johnny Drama.
It's really
TV
almost
star.
the too obvious of the answer, but for the sake of conversation, I
Who
want
are-
to bring up.
Who are your underrated, or who would you challenge on?
I think Sons of Anarchy's underrated. No. I'm sorry. Maybe I just love the show.
So
but
if you're gonna go with
there's
the
some
crime-
brash aggressiveness.
Going with the crime genre, you gotta go Sopranos.
Oh well, no. But that's a given.
Yeah.
So my problem with
Drinking
those
wine
ones,
at the Bing.
I figured you would go with the Sopranos. My problem with those is like, those are gonna turn into, like, getting drunk with those guys. You're gonna end up like killing someone.
Yes.
It's
So
almost
here's-
like being at like a high school
Exactly.
party. Like, you're the guy who punches the hole through the wall. Like, that's what drinking.
No,
with
no.
those
So here's
guys
what I'm
is
thinking
like.
with the Sopranos is like I'm getting drunk at the Bing, I'm getting dances, I'm smoking stogies
Great
with Tony,
food,
we're
great
eating
food.
fucking food in the back, we're playing cards, getting BJs, and then like maybe 2 a.m. someone owes Tony money, I go kick someone's ass, I go beat some guy up.
It's kind of adventurous
Dude,
and part of
that's
the
a
lifestyle
great
me and Max
night.
have always
like that
wanted.
shit. Like I could always go to LA and party.
No, you
like,
can't.
Yeah, you can. You can't.
Not like that.
Not like no,
Yeah, you
obviously,
can.
not on that level, but like, and I was struggling between like Blue Mountain
You could
State.
literally.
Blue Mountain State
but
would be
You
huge,
could
yeah.
physically always go to the Bada Bing and do exactly what you just said.
No, it's
too.
not the same. Not with Tony smoking
Okay.
stogies and everything and beating up guys owing money.
Rest in peace, Tom.
The thing with Blue Mountain State is it's literally just a D1 college party. Like you go, like obviously.
Have you seen their
It's
parties?
exaggerated for TV, of course, but like if you go to like
Yeah,
an
those would be fun as
Alabama
shit.
like frat house, like after they win a game, I guarantee it's very similar. Like
Yeah.
you could have just as equally of a fun experience as you would with the Blue Mountain State, other than like you don't have Thad and the characters there.
I can understand what you're
It's a
saying there. I
college
could tell you who
house
I wouldn't
party.
pick. I wouldn't pick Friends. That shouldn't
No,
be.
it
That
shouldn't
shouldn't
even
be on the
list. Like I don't even know what they were thinking. Like you're not drinking with Friends, you're not drinking with Parks and Rec unless like even then.
I think
no.
low key Peaky Blinders would be a fun one too.
because of the time period.
Yes, the time period,
Agreed.
like the way you get to dress.
Yes.
Like you're just sipping on fucking really good whiskey, at the bar. I don't know how fun the actual experience would be, but like they're a good group of dudes to drink with, I feel like.
I feel like that would be going out. Like, there's literally only a top three here. It's like Entourage, Sopranos, and then I guess you can argue
I would
the
do
third
Blue
one.
Mountain State
Yeah,
third.
but
Yeah.
like you're not drinking with Trailer Park Boys. Like, what? Who the
I don't
fuck?
want to drink with the off. You would laugh a lot, but I don't. The Office doesn't really excite me.
Always Sunny would actually be really funny.
Disagree. Terrible.
See, here's my thing. When I drink, I like to like try and like have sex to just pound her out, pounding them out. So like, Always Sunny is literally just.
So
a
you
bunch
want to
of,
eat meat with Tony Soprano?
Yeah, and bang strippers.
Yeah, but like.
Always Sunny, they're like hilarious, and you'd probably have actually a miserable time because they're always getting into ridiculous scenarios, and you're just guaranteed to not get
And
laid.
they're mostly miserable
literally
all the time.
A bunch of losers who never get laid, and it always goes wrong. But that's why it's so funny. But like, it wouldn't be fun to be in.
That's a good point. Entourage takes the cake.
Yeah,
They take the
Entourage
crown.
is the easiest answer.
It has to.
Because you're with a superstar and you're in LA, and that's it. You can do whatever you want. So, comment below what you guys think.
Friday night nights.
If you
I'm drinking
can
with
make
high schoolers. Come on.
If you can make a case for any of these, then I'd love to hear it. But I mean, Entourage and Sopranos are the only right answers.
I'd have to agree.
All right. You're up, big
You
man.
ready for round
It's
three?
time
Snacks
for
Pantry?
Snacks
Pantry.
All right.
Assume the position.
Round two, we had best fictional quarterbacks. Today, I don't know how. This is probably easy. Probably get a few off the rip.
I'm gonna hate this.
It's not bad. So it's best sports days of the year, like that one day. So like it's not on the list, but like the Kentucky Derby, it's a day. So the best sports day of the year.
Can I start? Super Bowl Sunday.
That was the obvious answer.
Has to be number one.
No.
If it's not number one,
Super Bowl Sunday is number one, especially when you win 2 titles in 8 years. But Super Bowl Sunday food, a lot of booze, usually the 2 best teams in football, playing a big football game, ending the year. Can't beat it. It's the juggernaut.
Thank you for explaining the Super Bowl.
So
You're welcome.
So there's 2 I want to go with here. I don't know. I want to say fantasy football draft night, but that might be too subjective to us. So I'm not okay. So I'm going to just say with opening kickoff for the NFL.
Yes, Sunday NFL kickoff.
Love it.
That Sunday, not Thursday.
Yeah,
Sunday NFL
Sunday.
kickoff,
Sunday.
week 1, comes in at number 3.
All right.
Obvious reasons. It's the first day Red Zone goes on. You got your wings. You got your pigs in a blanket. You're excited. You set your fantasy lineups for first. Well, I guess you do it before Thursday, but you know what I'm saying.
Question.
So NFL.
This was of the year, right?
Yeah, of the year. So
what about so I'm gonna say this out. What about the World Cup?
No,
because that's not every year.
No.
Like the Olympics.
No.
All right. I feel
Didn't even think about him. Sorry.
Some American you are.
What?
All right, so
what do I work for, the United Nations? No.
No. Are these all going to be like opening days, like baseball opening day?
Well, thought about opening day for MLB, but I'm so subjective to the Yankees, and I only watch the Yankees on opening day, so I took it off the list. It was an honorable mention, not on the list. There's one you guys are definitely not going to think of because think about who you're talking about.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
No.
Are you a fucking...
That's not. Yes, it's.
That's
it's a sport.
American
Thanksgiving Day football.
Ooh, that's a really good one. Probably should have been on the list, but that's not it. I had the 2 football ones. I did not want to add a third. So I'll give you right now.
How is Thanksgiving Day?
You have Super Bowl Sunday. You have Super Bowl Sunday number 1, NFL Sunday week 1 number 3. Then you have
Christmas Day NBA games.
No. I
don't like it either.
But it's not. There is no NBA.
It's fine.
There is no NBA.
There's no NBA.
There's no NBA, but there could be another.
There's no Kentucky Derby.
There could be another kind of hoop. Oh, boys, gentlemen, come
on.
on.
Kind of hoop?
Hoops.
WNBA kickoff.
Boom.
Opening day.
Huge. No, come on.
Oh, March Madness opening day.
Yes, the opening day of March Madness.
You know what? It's like wasn't even in my head because it didn't happen this year.
That's a great day. Yeah.
It's a phenomenal day from 12 p.m. to 12 midnight.
You're right.
March Madness opening day comes in at number 4.
I'm going to say it, but I know it's not on there. The Indy 500.
Any guesses?
So,
okay. Are you serious? I don't think you're going to get number 2, but if you really think
I want to
about
say
the
like
person,
Masters Sunday.
Fucking genius.
Masters Sunday comes in at number 5. So, there is nothing to me when Tiger's in it or not. I will get up and I will watch all Sunday long of the Masters because it's the most beautiful course. It's the highest stakes on the PGA Tour. For me, it's too easy, especially when Tiger wins last year like he did.
I'm trying to think of when Twitter explodes when I don't typically care. And I just see like that's how I got that one.
Okay,
I don't want that
shit. You see me tweet about this type of event that happens once a year.
WrestleMania.
Number 2, WrestleMania. Wow. The King of Kings, the granddaddy of them all. How many spots can you get The Rock versus Stone Cold in 3 separate ones? Undertaker, Triple H, and a Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels, special guest referee.
I can't believe you don't put that at number 2.
Number 2. I almost thought about putting it number 1.
I can't believe Thanksgiving football was not on there.
I didn't want to put 3 football in there. I almost thought about WrestleMania at number 1 because I love that day so much. It's the highlight of my year. It's when the big stars come out. Usually the glass shatters, and that makes me cry. And the Undertaker's entrance. It's the whole ordeal of WrestleMania. Number 2, Super Bowl, WrestleMania, NFL Sunday Week 1, March Madness, Masters Sunday. Snacks Pantry round 3.
Good Snacks Pantry.
It's a good
I enjoyed
list.
that one.
Yeah,
Thank you, boys.
I enjoyed it. I never probably would have gotten the WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so I'm happy.
Sporting
that you were here for
event
that.
is
As soon
probably
as
what
he
it's
said
gonna
like WrestleMania, all I thought of, when he said I tweet about this, all I thought of was like WrestleMania, like 72 exclamation points afterwards.
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite day of the year, but.
All right,
what else do we got on the agenda? Is that it?
That's it. That's everything we got for today.
All right, that's the Fade the Public episode.
Make sure you like and comment and
just click every fucking link in the description.
The how to do the draft order. Just
and check your
remind
emails because you got a newsletter coming to you every Monday morning, 11 a.m.
Every Monday morning. We'll put the link to sign up for our newsletter every Monday morning to keep you on top of what's going on with the brand and whatnot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We love you.
Peace out, dogs.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.